Here's an update from this morning's, or this afternoon's video, I should say, my friends. Help me out with the thumbs up. That gets the video out to more and more people. Thank you for subscribing. We're about 98 subscribers away from 7,500 subscribers. I have checked the tracking from Pinbacks to me. I should have their box, whether they're giving away on Thursday. My mail normally comes early afternoon. I'll keep you posted when I get it. We might hit 7,500 subscribers before I get that box. So beware that the video will probably come out a little bit after 7,500 subscribers. Thank you all for subscribing. Let's get into it right now. I got a Zoom call from this lawyer out in California, from this guy that's been wrong ID'd. He's still in behind the bars. Trying to work with the lawyer's trying to work with the state, and I'm not going to go into too much details because it's an ongoing case and it's really none of my business. It's really none of anybody else's business. But we're trying to help this guy out as much as possible. So what this lawyer asked us to do, he says he does have another box of Canadian maples. He says, are you willing to hang on to them, and if he's out here in California somewhere along the way and we can get him out quicker, can you process a check and do a wire? I said, yeah, we can do that, but I would need some paperwork with him. Tell me exactly what he wants to do, sign paperwork. He says, well, he's leaving tomorrow morning to come to California by car. Well, I said, I just need him back in here. I said, I'm willing to work with him no matter which way it goes, how it's going to be done. And he says, it's something that I can buy from you directly, the coins. I said, well, you could, but I said, I'd rather use our policy at the shop here, I would rather use another coin shop or pawn shop to go through before that gets done, I said. That way everything he said, well, here's my lawyer card. He gave me his, ID numbers, his, whatever they call those numbers there, license numbers. And I said, yeah, I trust you that you're a lawyer. I said, your lawyer status is not going to scare me or anything like that. I said, we have lawyers too. This is our policy. I said, you would have to pay that shop probably something to handle the package. I said, it's better off he comes in tomorrow morning, sells it outright. Or, yeah, I don't mind holding it until, I said, but I'm only going to hold it for a month. I don't want to hold it, I told this guy, this lawyer. And I said, I don't like hanging on to people's stuff without paying for it. I said, that's really going against our policy. So we're not in the business to hold stuff. We're not in the business to store stuff for people. I said, another way he could do it with, I said, if he wants to have someone else come in and sell it for us, and I says, I would need paperwork on that. I says, and I can wire the money there. I said, but there'd be a wire transfer fee, so whatever the wire transfer fee would be reduced from the total payout. I said, I'm here to help you guys out, but I got my limitation as well. Well, the lawyer was very thankful what I said to him. He says, you've done enough already, but he says, I'm trying to get this guy out. And he says, the state's not, but I said, I don't want to hear about the case. I really don't want to hear about the case. I said, I'm just doing my part with the coins. And I says, it's unfortunate it happened, the way it happened. And he says, well, the lawyer says, well, I just want to tell you this. He says, this is on the up. I said, I'm sure it is on the up and up. I says, I got no questions about it. He says he was working when it supposedly this happened. I'm not going to say what this is, because it's still, it's really none of anybody's business. I don't even want to even know about it. But with that being said, we're trying to stretch our own little policy here to help this customer out. He has bought stuff from us before. The stuff he's selling to us, he did not buy from us. He bought the stuff from online dealers themselves, which is fine. No problem. We see it all the time. I said, it's not an issue. I says, do you know if this Monsters box is strapped, this Canadian? He says, I believe it is. I said, if it's strapped, then I don't have to verify it. I says, have him call me. I says, if you want to take on the action and get me some, emails where it's actually, sealed, state sealed, I said, and state stamp, notary, this is where he wants to do this. I don't really need his signature. I just need a signature on his thing saying, okay, scenario number 1, scenario number 2, scenario number 3. I said, if you want to give me 3 different things where we can handle this, but we can't go outside those parameters. Because I won't be able to do it without him here then. Or without another letter signed by him, and it's going to be notarized from your end as well. I said, I don't mind holding the box, but I says, I'm not going to charge him for holding the box. The only thing I would charge for is doing a wire transfer fee. So with that being said, in case he needs to come up with more money, not for Deloitte, not from the, what the heck do you call it? The person who built the bail bond person. He says he might need more money while he's here. I said, that's fine. I said, we got no problem. I said, I said, I'm not about to cut the box open without him here. So I'm not going to piecemeal the box out. I said, if he's got other stuff he wants to do, bring in some rolls or something, he may need some extra money, that's fine, but I'm not going to break the monster box open without him here. I will not do that. Understandable, the lawyer said. So we will see where it goes, my friend. I've not heard back from this guy yet. It is after 5 o'clock here on the east. I told this lawyer, I said, I am up until probably 10, 9 o'clock at night. If this guy wants to talk to me, I said, I can run into the shop, get the paperwork from him, get it in the morning, whatever. I just need some stuff done at my end. I said, because we're talking about crossing state lines. And we got to make sure everything is on the up and up. So it is true. I got actual confirmation. I know about the case. I don't want to say about the case. I don't want to know about it. That is, it's none of my business. So our goal is to help this gentleman out, to help his brother out, to get him out of the bad situation the brother has found himself in. With that being said, we will move on. I'll let you know about the updates as they come, my friends. Check out channel sponsor Pinbacks for all your silver, gold, and platinum needs. Morgan and Peace dolls are worn again. They're getting tighter. They're getting tighter out there. Look, I see some of the comment section. People are getting them a lot lower than make sure they're real, for one. Make sure, if you're okay with calls, fine, get calls. Pinbacks has very good plus condition ones, and they start right around $33 each. You buy more, you can save more. I did not check the prices. Check them out, my friends. Grab the Morgan and Peace dolls if you're able to pick them up now. Pinbacks has a terrific price on them. Get them before they're gone. We gotta stop the melt. It's not Pinbacks is melting it down. They're not melting it down. It's your local coin shops, your pawn shops. We gotta stop the melt. And I wish people would stop saying it's in the comment section. If you don't want it melted down, then go buy it. No. I'll say it again. Coin shops and pawn shops, yes, they're gonna make money too. But there's no sense of melting this stuff down. If these coin shops and pawn shops can't afford to buy it, and the only way they can afford to stay in business to smelt this stuff down, well, you're not going to be in business if you keep smelting it all down. Because eventually it will be gone. Stop the melt today. Look about your business in the future. Stop buying it if you're going to melt it down. Pinbacks is doing the right thing. They're not doing this. melting down. We're doing the right thing. Pinbacks is fully on board with Stop the Melt campaign. So thank you, channel sponsor Pinbacks. Michael and Brian, the two brothers that own the company. Check them out. Let them know that Coin Shop Chris sent you. And thank you, David, once again, for sending these cards in. Really, really appreciate it. Nice design. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What else is going on at the shop? Been a little bit crazy back and forth. We've had the sales, we had buybacks. Sales, buybacks. Look, I think a lot of people are selling because they're financial hurt. And I think some people are selling, I've said this before on this channel, had bought too much at one time, or they're not patient enough. They don't have the strong hands. They may have seen a TV commercial, they may have seen an ad online, they might have saw a YouTube video saying go buy silver before it's all gone. At some point, it's going to be all gone. It will be all gone. At some point. Yeah, there will be always people selling it too. But at what price? Okay, at what price? You know, how many people can afford gold right now? Yeah, we're selling some gold. More and more people are getting attracted to silver because of the lower price. I understand for us stackers who've been stacking for a while. I understand you think it's getting expensive. I get that. I hear that every day. Silver's getting so expensive now. I hear that in the shop. Buy what you can. Get what you can. You know, because this stuff is going away. We're going on a stable coin, which is going to be a total disaster and all about control. You need money outside of the system, my friends. Silver and gold are the money outside of the system. Only money. Only tangible money outside the system. If you think this digital crap is going to be there when the power goes out, or when they lock you out of your account, good luck. I wish everybody the best then. Good luck with that. When they lock you out and you got nothing, because you might have posted something maybe on Facebook. You might have said something on Facebook the higher powers don't agree with. It's happened before. Okay? It's happened before. You really want that? Does people really want that? I sure hell don't. I'm just being honest with you. Now this rumor is going around that the banks will take out the coin shops and pawn shops and have total control about silver and gold, and you go cash if you need. Once we go into stable coin, you only can do it through a bank. I don't see that happening anytime soon. I think eventually what's going to happen, once the dollar goes away, I still think you're going to be able to buy silver and gold. It's not going to be fiat money exchange in hands. It'll be the stable coin crap. And when you sell it, you come into a coin shop. You're going to give us your debit card, or whatever card they come out with next. We're going to pay you off right there and there. That's what I see the future coming to. Eventually. It won't be cash. It won't be check. Checks are going away. It'll be stable coin. It's going to be the same type of thing, but it's all going to be government controlled. I also see a barter scenario work out, where you work for silver or gold outside of the system. Maybe go to yard sales and flea markets. How are all these people going to do yard sales and flea markets? What, you're going to give people your phone number that you don't know and say transfer XYZ to this account, and people got their stable coin? No, it's going to be done in silver and gold, my friends. That's where it's going to be. There's one thing they can't really track. They can't track this. Okay, they don't know who has these. They don't know how many people have so much of this in their house. Okay, if it's outside the bank, they don't know. They don't know where it's gone to. All right, yeah, they can track a serial number, but once the serial number is out of the banking system, they have no idea what that serial number is. But it's going to be done on private sales. Silver and gold. And let me tell you something. The world, the United States of America, people will wake up and realize after the stable coin comes out, they will realize and say a few choice words, holy crap, to put it bluntly, what the heck happened, and realize they should have been stacking silver and gold. Don't worry about the price. You know, if you got the, I don't like even use like this word, if you got the extra cash, let's say, and how many really us have really extra cash, make silver and gold as a monthly bill. Whatever you can afford. You know, if it's $50 a month, $100 a month, $300 a month, $500 a month, whatever the case may be. Maybe it's only $20 a month. Maybe it's only $5 a week. Maybe it's only $3 a week. You got to put something away for the future. You know, maybe it's a couple silver quarters a week, a couple silver dimes. I see people like that all the time. And I see people are trying to put silver away, especially silver right now. You see a lot of people come in and buy 2 dimes a time, 3 quarters a time, and they say, this is all I can get. Congratulations. I'm sorry I can't buy. Why are you sorry for? You're doing your part. Don't feel like you're the smallest person in the world because you're only getting 2 or 3 silver dimes a week, or 2 or 3 silver quarters a week, or maybe a half, or a couple dollars face every single time you get paid, whatever the case may be. You're doing your part. You're doing what you can. So don't feel like you're the smallest person in the room, because you're doing a lot better than most American people that have gosh darn nothing. Because people are too involved what their friends are doing on Facebook. And that's the truth, my friends. That is the truth. They're trying to keep up with the Joneses. Well, those people are going to come knocking at the door, and then what? You're supposed to help them out? You're supposed to help friends and family out after they've been warned? You're going to have to make that decision yourself. I can't make that decision for you. You're going to have to make that decision yourself. If you're really going to help friends and family out after they tell you that, call you so many names in the book, and they wake up one day and they realize you were telling them the truth all along. Like I said, it don't matter how much you have. If you have 1 ounce of silver to your name right now, you're doing a lot better off than most American people out there right now. You know, I discourage anybody doing a full stack video. Sure, it's nice to see a full stack, but it catches people off guard, and it gets to people's minds. I'm never going to get there, so might as well just give up. Well, let me just say this. There are channels that do that. I don't really have a problem them doing it, but then I do, because it misleads a lot of people. It discourages a lot of people. I'm never going to get there. I might as well just give up now. And if you give up, you know, if you sit there and give up, you're not going to add another ounce to your name. You don't know, I don't know, how long some of these people have been stacking for for one. You don't know what type of job they have, number two. You don't know their finances, number three. Maybe their house is paid off for. Maybe they're taking most of their paycheck and dumping it all into silver and gold. Maybe they won a lottery ticket. Maybe their family was wealthy enough to begin with. Don't know, my friends. I'm not wealthy. I'm working with my rear end off at the coin shop and trying to put out at least two videos every single day. And I praise myself because every day since February 1st, and that was the same day that channel sponsor Pinback started sponsoring me, I put out at least two videos a day. At least two a day, without missing a day. And there's no contract with Pinbacks and me. That was not no contract deal. We have no written agreement. We have a verbal communication back and forth. Sometimes it's just texting back and forth, which is fine too. Just but there's no written contract how many views I'm supposed to be doing a day. That's why I like working with channel sponsor Pinbacks. They're easy to get along with. They're good guys. You know, it's a handshake deal. They kept their word on this channel every step of the way. It's not easy doing these videos every single day. But I get up and do it. I put my nose to the grindstone and do 2 videos a day. I enjoy doing them. Yeah, I make a few bucks. I'm not a millionaire. You know, yeah, I work at the shop. I'm not a millionaire from that. I'm saving money just like everybody else is trying to save this. Yeah, I'm trying to save for AC that's out back. That's on its last leg. I'm trying to get at least 1 more year of it. I should have enough money by then saved up for it. But that's besides the point. I mean, yeah, we're all trying to save for something. I should have been saving a long time ago. 3 years ago, I should have started saving for that AC out back. But I didn't use my head. So at least I admit it. You know, life happens. Everything is going up. It's hard to save. It's hard to save. I get it. And trying to stack silver on top of it all. It's not easy. Yeah, I'm still stacking my silver too, just my friends. I'm not giving that up. You know, I make sacrifices. I don't go out to eat very much. I don't go hanging out at the sports bars. I don't go hanging out at baseball games or football games. And why I'll get on this little bit of a rant about football right now. If anybody's staying tuned this long, or 22 minutes in, look, I think they should expel preseason football. Too many injuries for the regular season, my friends. That's my opinion. Why not just add another 4 games to the regular season? Start the season earlier. These games don't count. Preseason football don't count anyways. Why take the players' risk for a preseason game when the game really don't matter? Just add 4 more regular games to the regular season. Make them all count. Someone gets hurt, that's chances people take when they play football. But preseason football should be abolished, in my opinion. Let me know if you agree with that. It makes a lot of sense. There's no sense of these players getting hurt and they're out for the rest of the year on a preseason game, and the game don't even count to begin with. That's just my P's and Q's about preseason football. I don't like it. I like football, but I don't like the preseason crap. That's all I'm going to say. If you folks have any questions about silver, gold, or platinum, reach out to me. My email is always in every single description of every single video. Thumbs up, please. Thanks for watching. Oh, if you made it this far, type in 98. That means we need 98 more subscribers for 7,500 subscribers. Thank you all very much for subscribing. Type in number 98. Type in stop the melt. See you later.